popcorn, no bags. That's hard to make money. That's terrible to be out of buy.
It's a game that will go a long way in determining who will win the MVL. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to John Glenn High School for this matchup between the 15-4 Tri-Valley Scotties and the 14-4 John Glenn Muskies. It's Jeremy Scott alongside the Kentucky Kid, Mark Withrow. And I'll tell you what, Mark, I'm really looking forward to this one. You and I got to see these teams meet last month. It was a close 64-52 win for Tri-Valley. And I say close because, let's face it, it was much closer than the scoreboard indicated. But the difference in that game, absolutely 100% undoubted, just no doubt about it. It was 6'6" senior Jake McLaughlin. Now, he wasn't the leading scorer, but he didn't need to be. Now, anytime he was in there, the Muskies had no answer. So what is the answer for the big man, who, by the way, Mark, set a school record 34 rebounds in their last game against Crooksville?
Well, he's the man. There's no doubt about it. He is, the game goes through him. There was a big difference in the last matchup when he was in the game and when he was not in the game. When he was absent from the game, John Glenn made some great runs. When he was in the game, tough to stop him in the middle. Not only does he, like you say, he doesn't necessarily have to always score, but he gets a lot of rebounds. He dishes out a lot of assists. He makes everybody on his team better, and it's just going to be a tough job. But I got to caution you also, John Glenn, it's not early in the season. The football is out of them. They're used to playing. Their defense is going to step up. They're going to have some good help side and pressure the ball more, not allow easy entry passes into him, and they've got to box him off the boards.
Now, John Glenn's coming off a 63-58 heartbreaker against Sheridan. Really tough one there. They came back, almost won it. They came actually back from a double-digit deficit early in the fourth quarter. Kind of a similar situation to what happened against Tri-Valley, Mark. The Generals fed it inside. They've got guys who are 6'7" and 6'8". Do you have to out-finesse a team with that kind of size, such as the Sheridan Generals and the Tri-Valley Scotties?
Well, I think you've got to pressure the ball. You've got to pressure the ball, and you've got to box out. You've got to physically get under those big guys and get position. It's a job. It's hard work. But that's a Greg Woodard basketball team. Is they're going to work, they're going to outwork you, and that's what's going to have to happen tonight. Sheridan, let's face it, the secret, or I shouldn't even say the secret, the word's out. You attack this John Glenn team in the paint. They're not huge, and if you can get in there and get position. And they've got some teams, like you say, 6'7", 6'8", 6'6", and these guys are athletes. They can get up, and they're getting rebounds, they're getting second chance points, and, of course, scoring. And it's just going to take a lot of work. They're going to have to get in there and body position and work their tails off to get this W.
When you look at this John Glenn roster, is there one particular guy who you think could be the key in stopping a guy like McLaughlin?
I don't know if it's a one-man job. Like I say, Greg Woodard's team likes to transition. They like to pressure the basketball. They get takeaways leading into transition buckets. They want a little faster paced game. That'll get McLaughlin out of the middle. However, if you remember, we did see McLaughlin on some breakaway dunks. They out-defensed John Glenn the last meeting, and they were able to get some turnovers and turn those into buckets. But I don't know that one person, John Glenn's got's going to actually just, muscle up and shut him down. I think what you've got to do is you've got to run several different people at him. You've got to attack him in different ways. And, if he gets into foul trouble, that's a big bonus because then he comes off the court, and they're a whole different team without him.
Before we go much further into this pregame, Mark, I do want to remind our listeners and our viewers who are actually watching this game on Facebook. You can see it on the ABC Sports Facebook page as well as the YouTube channel YRP TV. That our pregame show on the video side of things, brought to us by the fine folks of Mr. Lee's Restaurant, featuring great American food. Try their sopapillas. They are fantastic. Now, Mark, the tournament draw is already done. Muskies drew a powerful number 2 seed. How does Coach Woodard keep his guys' eyes on the prize?
Well, I think you got to continue to work, and I'll tell you, I like the fact that he's on the board early and he's going to play opening. Big, long wait in between the first round, second round, and even though he's a higher seed, he's going to keep that consistency, practicing game, and he's going to go right into the tournament that way. The kids are going to be used to it. I think it's really good. They're conditioned to how things are going to go. They got to play defense. They're a defensive team. If they get in your face and they defend and turn you over, they got a chance to beat anybody.
Now, this game could potentially clinch, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Mark, the MVL for Tri-Valley. Now, if John Glenn wins, the league is tied. Talk about the importance of winning your league.
Well, you always want to win that league, and that's why the Sheridan game is a big disappointment. Not the end of the world. You got to win, but win, baby. You got to just keep winning. But this is a tough matchup, and what better motivation for the #1 team in the league, Tri-Valley, come rolling into the fish tank. And, John Glenn's got everything to play for. They can come out here and give it their all and go for it. We got a packed house here. Tri-Valley's traveled well, but John Glenn's got the majority of the people here. Going to be an exciting game, but it's going to, if you can't get fired up for this, you can't get fired up. And then, of course, we're getting to tournament time. You come in, it's nice to get introduced as the MVL champs, and so you like that. It's not going to, it's not going to change things. Still played on the court, but that's just another feather in the cap.
You want to have those stickers that go on that shield on the wall.
That's right. If you can get a banner up on the wall, banner games they call them, and so this is the start of something wonderful. They've got an opportunity. They have to just win.
Now, Mark, these teams, as we mentioned, played in early January, over a month ago. How much difference does that amount of time make?
Oh, I think it's going to be a major difference, especially since John Glenn went in, and both teams went into the playoffs so deep. But I think there's more football players on John Glenn's squad than probably Tri-Valley. And those guys had a late, if you remember, there's a couple of kids didn't even play. And so, it's going to be interesting to see how they've changed. They're in the end actually, towards the end of the season, and they're more in basketball shape. They know what Coach Woodard wants. They've been doing things, and so I think it's going to be just a totally different game. But now Tri-Valley is going to have improved. That McLaughlin's a horse, and it's going to take a great effort to win this game tonight.
So we have to say thank you, as always, to Mr. Lees for sponsoring the pregame. All of our video sponsors, I'll tell you what, we couldn't do it without them. I'm talking about the fine folks of Orem Hardware. I'm talking about CPTC, Doan Ford, Guthrie Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Abels, Zemba Brothers, always doing a fantastic job making sure that we are able to bring these games to you, like I said, on the ABC Sports Facebook page as well as on YRP-TV on YouTube. Folks, we're going to take a break. We are going to come back and give you starting lineups and a whole lot more as we get set for MVL at MVL, Tri-Valley at John Glenn, right here on WILE-FM 97.7, YRP-TV on YouTube, and the ABC Sports Facebook page.
ABC Sports presents John Glenn High School Basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Orem Hardware, Cambridge Physical Therapy, Ron Guthrie State Farm Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Zemba Brothers, and Doan Ford. Pre-game was brought to you by Mr. Lee's Restaurant.
When you think hardware, you think like most people from this area have for more than 130 years, and that'd be Orem Do It Best Hardware, of course. Known everywhere for a terrific selection, Orem Hardware has become the destination for whatever your needs might be. And being open 7 days a week till 8 o'clock weeknights makes it convenient too. Top name brands, helpful advice when you want it, all the services like screen and window repair, mower repair, keys made, UPS shipping. It all adds up to Orem Do It Best Hardware.
This is Chris Rocco from Cambridge Physical Therapy Center. We have been serving you in the Cambridge area since 1999 and are located at 216 Highland Avenue. We are the area's only locally owned independent physical therapy center. We specialize in physical therapy for chronic conditions, post-surgery conditions, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. We are providers for most major insurance along with Medicare, Medicaid, and workers' compensation. So when you need physical therapy, call Cambridge Physical Therapy Center at 439-7177.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
At Ron Guthrie Insurance Agency in Cambridge, they believe in personal one-on-one service. For banking and auto, home, and life insurance, stop by their office at 320 South 11th Street or call 432-4128 for a free quote. Ron Guthrie Insurance offers 24/7 claim service and multi-line discounts. Ron, Jill, and the staff at Ron Guthrie Insurance will personally handle all your insurance needs. That's Ron Guthrie Insurance, your friendly hometown insurance agency at 320 South 11th Street in Cambridge.
Hi, I'm George Shahady, owner at West 40 Auto Sales, where for over 25 years we specialized in selling and financing pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs for under $15,000. And here at West 40 Auto Sales, we have guaranteed financing. which means everyone gets approved. Most vehicles come with warranties and are checked by the mechanic on site to make sure your deal is right. And remember, at West 40 Auto Sales, cash always gets you a discount. So call us today at 740-439-5504 or check us out on the web at west40autosales.com and see what we can do for you.
Everything we do is in search of more go. We go, so it goes, so you can go.
Abel's Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Refrigeration. They have 2 convenient locations in Cambridge and Zanesville to serve the area.
It's hard to stop a train.
Zimba Brothers, a commercial and residential construction company, is proud to sponsor the John Glenn Little Muskies basketball game tonight. Zimba Brothers is known in the construction industry for their integrity, work ethic, professionalism, and their commitment to safety. Zimba Brothers also believes in giving back to the community that they work and live in. Good luck, John Glenn Little Muskies, in your game tonight. And let Zimba Brothers provide a quote for your next project. 740-452-1880. Online at ZimbaBrothersInc.com. Zimba Brothers Incorporated, on the move since 1987.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
For an open, honest sales transaction, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Starting lineups. First, for the visiting Tri-Valley Scotties, number 1, a 5'11" senior, Cam Mercer. Number 3, a 6'1" junior, Matt King. Number 4, a 6'2" senior, Dow Cameron. Number 5, a 6'2" sophomore, Keaton Williams.
Back at John Glenn High School, getting set for some great high school basketball action. Tri-Valley at John Glenn, a huge MVL tilt as they begin to announce the starting lineups, and I do believe that Mark Withrow has them for us.
Yeah, when we look at Tri-Valley, we're looking at number 1, Cam Mercer, 5'11" senior. Number 3, Matt King, 6'1" junior. A senior, 6'2", Dow Cameron, number 4. A 6'2" sophomore, Keaton Williams, number 5. And their star, number 11, Jake McLaughlin, a 6'6" senior.
The big man in the middle who we talked so much about during pregame. Will be interesting to see how they contain him. Now, on the side of the John Glenn Muskies, who do we have, Mark? Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead. I will give that to you right now. For the John Glenn Muskies, we have 6'1" senior Casey Smith wearing number 20. Josh Raley, the 6'2" junior, he wears number 22. Justin Haycock, a name you know from the football side of things, especially wearing number 24. He is a 5'11" senior. Sam Kumler, the 6'1" sophomore, wearing number 32. And Shane Bonner, the star running back for the John Glenn Muskies football team, wearing number 42, standing at 5'11". He is a senior, and he's actually a guy I'm really looking forward to watching here tonight, Mark, because that last matchup, the first matchup they had this season, he didn't have a very good game.
No, and it was his first game back. He was the guy I was referring to. He is an ox. He's very strong, and he wasn't ready to go at that time.
So John Glenn wins the tip. It was Kumler tipping for the Muskies against McLaughlin. And here we go from John Glenn High School. John Glenn does control it. That's Kumler. Over it comes to Smith. Inside it comes, up and in. That's a quick 2 for Sam Kumler, the 6'1 sophomore, and John Glenn draws first blood.
Nice job moving the basketball around man-to-man, a little back cut, and able to find the opening in the bucket, getting McLaughlin out of the middle.
So here we go on the Tri-Valley side of things. That's Cam Mercer. Over it comes to King, Matt King. Now inside to McLaughlin. He's being guarded by Bonner. He passes to the corner, gets it onto the wing for 3. That is up, and that is no good. Rebounded by Tri-Valley, and the Scotties will maintain possession of this ball.
See, that offensive rebound's big. It's another possession after the missed 3.
The Tri-Valley still on offense. Over it comes to the wing. That is Cameron. Outside to King. King drives to the top of the key. Decides to pass outside to McLaughlin. Over to the corner it goes. That's Mercer. Mercer driving, passing. Into the corner it comes now. Outside, driving it inside, up and no good. That's Mercer, and that is rebounded by John Glenn. So Cam Mercer with the miss on the layup, and back come the Muskies on offense.
Good man-to-man defense. You can see they're trying to put pressure on the ball, and then they're sloughing off and hanging around McLaughlin down there in the low post.
So Rayleigh, over it comes to Smith. Back to Rayleigh at the top of the key. He's being guarded by McLaughlin. Over it comes, that's Kumler. Kumler to the foul line, up and missing it. No, not missing it, putting it in there is Casey Smith. Bounced around for a little while, then it finally decided to go in. 4-0, John Glenn.
We'll see how long it takes the Scotties to make an adjustment. Right now they're trying to keep McLaughlin away. Whoever's he's guarding, they're keeping them on the perimeter to get McLaughlin right from the bucket.
Here's a quick 3 attempt on the Tri-Valley side of things. That is no good for King. Rebounded by John Glenn. Back comes Bonner on the other end. He lays it up. He lays it in there. Shane Bonner for 2. It is 6-0 very quickly in this ball game. And there's a timeout on the floor with 5:58 left to play here in the opening period. John Glenn has a 6-0 lead over Tri-Valley. We'll be back right here on WILE-FM 97.7, the ABC Sports Facebook page, and YRP TV on YouTube. Back at John Glenn High School with the score 6-0. Tri-Valley on offense early in this first quarter. Controlling it is King. He's being guarded by Bonner. He gets it over to Cameron. Cameron finds McLaughlin. McLaughlin being guarded by Smith. McLaughlin posts up, shoots it, swish.
There's what you're worried about, getting McLaughlin getting down in there. Now they've had 3 guys on him already, McLaughlin, Bonner, and that time, he's just able to get down on the low block. He's hard to stop.
So inside it comes now to Haycock. Haycock into the paint. He puts it up, and he had it stripped away from him. And they're going to say that was out of bounds. And that's going to be off of...
I think they're going to call a foul.
Okay, they are going to call a foul. And they're going to say that he was in the act of shooting. I couldn't tell. And so Haycock will go to the line, and he will shoot 2. By the way, that was the first foul on Matt King, the 6'1 junior for Tri-Valley. So Haycock at the line for a 2-shot situation. First shot in there.
That's Haycock's strength offensively. He's a slasher. He's not afraid to take it to the goal, likes to draw that contact and end up at the free throw line, and that's what you want to do against this outfit. They're attacking the cup.
Second of 2 foul shots is up, and the second of 2 foul shots is good. So Justin Haycock makes both of his foul shots from the line. 8-2 is the score.
They like to work this pressure, John Glenn, all the way up the floor. Not super pressure, but just make them work, take those legs away from them.
That's Jack Lyle in the game now for the Scotties. Inside it goes to McLaughlin. Quickly outside it comes. That's Cameron. Feeds it back inside to McLaughlin, who's double teamed. He passes it outside to King. Into the corner it comes, driving baseline, putting it up, and missing it is Tri-Valley. That was Lyle on the miss. And now John Glenn back on the offensive side. Inside to Smith, who puts it up and in. Casey Smith has 4 points. And now it is a 10-2 ball game.
Well, this is the transition I was talking about. They like it, quick break. Either they get a steal in transition or they get the ball off the rebound, kick it out, and go on the run, but they're attacking the glass.
So Tri-Valley now on offense with King handling the ball. He's being guarded by Kumler. Inside to McLaughlin, back outside to King. King into the corner it comes. That's Lyle. Lyle controlling it, calling out a little bit of a play, trying to set something up. Errant pass that is over the head of his teammate, and that was intended for Keaton Williams, and out of bounds it goes. John Glenn ball.
First turnover of the game for Tri-Valley. John Glenn's going to get the ball on their side of the court, and they're in control.
So Kumler to inbound. He does inbound. He finds Haycock. Haycock being guarded by King at the point. Over comes to Smith. Into the corner to Rayleigh. Rayleigh being guarded by McLaughlin. That's a 6'2", 6'6" mismatch. Rayleigh finding Smith. Back outside it comes to Bonner. Bonner to Kumler. Back to Rayleigh on the wing. Rayleigh being guarded. Keeping this ball outside, not doing a whole lot of movement inside. Rayleigh.
They're like you notice they're trying to keep the big guy McLaughlin out on the perimeter somewhere.
Rayleigh spins, Rayleigh shoots, Rayleigh scores.
Nice patience by John Glenn working the ball, but I was watching anybody that McLaughlin switches off, they try to rotate him up to the top, get him on the perimeter, get him away from the goal where he can protect it and leave their drives open.
So Williams being guarded by Rayleigh. Keaton Williams. Over it comes to Cameron. Cameron inside to McLaughlin, almost an errant pass. McLaughlin able to corral it. He puts it up and he misses it. That's off the backboard. Rebounded by Kumler. Back come the Muskies now on offense. Into the corner comes to Haycock. Haycock drives it. Pass it back outside to Rayleigh. Rayleigh thinks about a three, takes the three, and makes the three! Josh Rayleigh for three. 15-2. John Glenn with a commanding lead over the Tri-Valley Scotties. And Coach McLaughlin wants to talk it over. So with 2:58 left here in at the opening period, 15-2 the score. John Glenn with the commanding lead. You're listening to it right here on WILE-FM 97.7. Watching it on the ABC Sports Facebook page and on YRP TV on YouTube. Radio listeners, don't forget to stick around for the original Wally's Old Fashioned Pizza Player of the Game after the game. Since 1978, Wally's family-owned business has been serving pizza subs and fresh salads worth leaving home for. Enjoy their pizza tonight or stop in for their daily lunch special. The original Wally's Old Fashioned Pizza, New Concord and Cambridge. 2:58 left here in the opening period. John Glenn with a commanding 15-2 lead, Mark. I tell you what, so far, whatever Coach Woody decided to do, it's working.
Well, and that entry past the last possession Tri-Valley had, they went to McLaughlin. He showed his frustration by throwing up a tough shot, a rush shot, and that's what you got to do, get inside his head, get him off his game.
So back come the Scotties on offense. Matt King over comes to Keaton Williams, wearing number 5. Williams to Cameron. Back into the corner it comes. Looking for McLaughlin, stolen away by John Glenn. That's Nick Minert with the steal, who's in the ball game now for the Muskies, and that's off the knee of one Scotty, and then Bonner is able to get it and put it up and in there. Shane Bonner, I tell you what, Johnny on the spot there to get that ball. 17-2 the score.
Well, and that's all about the hustle, the 50-50 ball, and they're going after and diving for the basketball, knocking it free. It kept rolling to John Glenn's section, and just because they stayed with the play, able to get the bucket.
So that's King being guarded by Haycock. Outside it comes, and that is Keaton Williams. Williams, he finds Cameron. I do believe they're going to call a foul on John Glenn, as Cameron was rather held, and when I say held, I mean he was mobbed.
I think Nick Minert played a little linebacker that time. He grabbed as he went through, grabbed the Tri-Valley player, going to be Tri-Valley underneath.
And that's actually going to be the first foul on Shane Bonner, so they call a foul on Bonner.
Oh, wow.
So Tri-Valley to inbound now. Inbounds it comes. Williams outside to King. King drives inside, and King is fouled on the drive. That's going to be a foul on John Glenn, and they're going to say that that foul is on.
I believe it's Sam Kumler.
All right, so number 32, Kumler, the 6'1 sophomore. That is his first personal. All right, so a substitution now. Garrett Lapp comes into the ball game for the Tri-Valley Scotties, and sitting will be Keaton Williams. Tri-Valley to inbound it now. They do inbound it. They shoot a three. That is up. That is off the back of the iron. Rebounded by John Glenn. That's Cameron on the miss. And back come the Muskies on offense now.
Nice rebounding position that time. See, one shot and done. That's what you want.
Williams drives it. He is fouled on his way up on the lay-in. And Jack Williams He missed the shot, but he will go to the line to shoot 2.
If you notice on the shot chart, almost all with the exception of the 1 3-pointer, most of the shots are in the lane. They're doing a lot of stuff right at the glass, and that's because McLaughlin's not in there to swat things away.
And that was actually McLaughlin's first personal. So there's something to watch. You mentioned McLaughlin possibly getting into foul trouble early. And there's the first free throw that is up, and that is good for Jack Williams, the 5'10 junior who's now into the ball game for the John Glenn Muskies.
So far, game plan going well. We're still early, got a lot of basketball to go.
18-2 is the score. The second free throw pending with 1:39 left here in the first quarter. Second free throw is up, and second free throw is good for Jack Williams. So 19-2 the score with 1:39 left to play here in the first quarter. And getting a piece of that is Kumler on the inbounds pass. Tri-Valley's a little trapped right now. That's McLaughlin in the backcourt. You got your big guy back there. He's able to get it into the front court. And there's going to be a charge. That's going to be a charge on Tri-Valley. You'll call that foul on Jack Lyle, the 6'1 sophomore, his first personal of the game. But now it is John Glenn's ball.
Beautiful job with the pressure. The count started going down as the 10 count was getting lower and lower. They get a little more frustrated, and then they attacked because they're frustrated on the offensive end. They ran over. It's the third turnover of the game for Tri-Valley.
Kumler brings the ball up the court, being guarded by Mercer. Outside it comes, and that is Meinert. Inside it comes, that's going to be stolen away. Errant pass, kind of an ill-advised pass. And now the Scotties are back on offense with King controlling. King being guarded by Haycock. Over the wing it comes, and now inside it comes. Putting it up and getting fouled on his way up is McLaughlin. And McLaughlin will go to the line to shoot 2 after that Nick Meinert foul.
Well, they hacked him. I mean, he gets it in there. He has pretty good hops, so he's got turnaround jumper in his arsenal, and he gets up over the defense and can score. They got physical with him, put him on the free throw line, make him make it from the free throw line.
As we recall from last game, McLaughlin can shoot free throws, as he demonstrates right there. First one is up and good. So McLaughlin breaks kind of a cold streak for Tri-Valley Scotties. It's been a while since they scored, but he's got all 3 of the Tri-Valley points with the second free throw upcoming. Free throw up, free throw good. So Jake McLaughlin has all 4 of the Tri-Valley points, 19-4 the score.
Well, this looks like a sizable lead, but let me tell you, is that the Scotties can cut that down really quick. They can score in clumps.
So John Glenn back on offense now. Parker Zachrich in the game. He controls the ball, gets it over to Williams. Over to Smith. Back to Kumler. Kumler driving it inside, passing it outside to Williams. Thought about a 3, decided not to take it. He drives it inside. He is going to be called for a charge. So that's going to be a foul on Jack Williams, his first personal.
And the second turnover for the Muskies. That time, McLaughlin, they've made a change. They're switching off, leaving McLaughlin on the inside to protect that rim. They took it to him trying to draw the foul, and he was out of control, ran over. McLaughlin did a nice job taking the charge. So, they're starting to see a little coaching going on here by both sides.
Carter Bucktel checks into the game for the Muskies. The 6'4 senior, maybe some size to counter McLaughlin. They do have him playing in the paint on McLaughlin. So 30 seconds left, 19-4 the score. Inside it comes to McLaughlin, being guarded by Bucktel. Outside now, back inside to McLaughlin. He decides to pass it outside to King, who puts it up and misses the wide open 3-point attempt. Williams now on the rebound. He's going to drive the ball up the floor. The Muskies could play for the last shot of the quarter if they want to. Instead, they have the ball stolen away. King back on offense, driving it, and he will lay it in there. No, he won't. He will get fouled on his way up for the layup attempt, but Matt King will go to the line to shoot 2. And that's going to be on Zachrich.
Yeah, now there's an opportunity to score for, like you say, the last shot of the half. They turn the basketball over John Glenn, and now on the free throw line to pick up easy buckets.
King's first free throw is up and touches nothing but the bottom of the net. So 19-5 the score. Back into the game comes Justin Haycock, and checking back out will be Carter Bucktel. So Smith and Rayleigh also back into the game. And there's the second free throw that is up, and that is missed, and that's going to be out of bounds off of Tri-Valley. So Matt King's second free throw attempt was no good, and the score remains 19-5 with 6.2 ticks left here in this opening period. John Glenn with a 14-point lead.
Well, and here comes a little bit of pressure for what's going on.
Well, at first they had signaled that it was off of Tri-Valley, but now they're saying it's off of John Glenn. So I guess the Scotties will maintain possession, and now they can play for the last shot.
Yeah, and they've got they had some offensive substitutions. So they went back and put defensive substitutions.
Match comes to McLaughlin, who passes outside for a three-point attempt. That is up and no good. Rebounded by the Muskies. No, rebounded by Tri-Valley, but it doesn't matter because that is the end of the first quarter. So exciting first quarter if you're a John Glenn fan. 19-5 the score. We'll be back with the second right here on WILE-FM 97.7, the ABC Sports Facebook page, and YRP TV on YouTube. Back at John Glenn High School, 19-5 the score. The Muskies with the big lead over the Scotties as we enter into the second quarter. Mark, what did you notice that first quarter? What was the key to this John Glenn lead?
Well, the defensive pressure and attacking the glass, but also Tri-Valley shot 1 for 10, 10%. They shot 0 for 5 from three-point land. John Glenn, 78% from the floor.
So Tri-Valley does have the ball to start the second quarter. Inside it comes to McLaughlin. He's being guarded by Casey Smith. McLaughlin tries to drive the baseline, pass it instead. And outside it comes for a three-point attempt. That is up, and that is no good.
That's on the big boy.
Going to be a foul on McLaughlin. That'll be his second.
See, that's frustration foul. Did not have position. They had they did a great job of boxing out, and I'm sure they've had to work on this in practice, and that's a second foul. And see, you want to get him out of the game sitting on the bench.
Yeah. Garrett Lapp, by the way, was the one who missed that three-point attempt that caused that little bit of a ruckus there. So the Muskies now have the ball.
0 for 6 from three-point land right now for Tri-Valley.
Cutting it inside and putting it up and missing it on a layup attempt is Smith. And back come the Scotties now on offense. McLaughlin dishes it and putting it up and putting it in there. And that will be Keaton Williams with his first two of the game.
Just very slow getting back.
There's going to be a travel on John Glenn. So it's going to come back to Tri-Valley.
See, this is how they creep back into the game. I mean, you can't count this outfit out. They're a good basketball team.
Looking for somebody to inbound it to. McLaughlin comes back to get this pass. He's always a good one. You can throw it up high and he'll catch it.
Very athletic at 6'6".
He's being guarded by Smith. One-on-one. Over to King on the wing, being guarded by Bonner. To Lyle. Back to McLaughlin at the top of the key. He finds King, and who dishes it back inside to McLaughlin, who passes it outside, and that's a three-point attempt. Up, no good. Rebounded by Tri-Valley. Lyle on that rebound. Scotties still have the ball. Just kind of a lucky bounce there for Tri-Valley.
0 for 7.
McLaughlin driving baseline on Bonner, laying it up and laying it in.
There's where you don't want him to get the basketball. He took baseline, got underneath, reverse layup for the bucket.
So now the score 19-9. Tri-Valley on a little bit of a run here. Outside to Kumler. Finds Rayleigh. Rayleigh being guarded by King. Driving it baseline is Rayleigh, and I do believe he stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds.
He did. And now the ball will come back to Tri-Valley as Rayleigh stepped out of bounds on the baseline drive.
Second turnover. 3 trips down the floor now and not even a shot to show for it. So, that's not how you beat a good basketball team. Too many mistakes.
Bonner guarding King on the come up the floor. Outside it comes to Lyle. Lyle to McLaughlin being guarded by Kumler. And that's going to be Cameron dishing it inside to McLaughlin. McLaughlin backing up, putting it up. A little bit of a hook shot. I do believe it was partially blocked, and it didn't go out of bounds. And that's going to be a foul on McLaughlin. By the way, that's going to be McLaughlin's third foul of this ball game with 5:41 left here in the second period.
That's a big call. We might not see him the rest of the half.
Well, you and I were there the first time these guys played this year. When McLaughlin came out of the game, it was John Glenn's ball game.
Yeah, it's a whole different game with him out of there. He brings a lot of athleticism at 6'6". He does a lot of things. But I tell you, they've had him good and frustrated this game so far.
It's Rayleigh dishing it inside to Haycock, who lays it up and lays it in there. Justin Haycock breaks a bit of a cold streak for the John Glenn Muskies to make it 21-9 with 5:23 left here in the first half.
Well, Haycock does a lot of the little things. You know, he's just a tough inside-outside player. He does what you have to do to win. He's the bell cow. Driving a baseline, putting it up, and getting fouled is Cameron. And I do believe Dow Cameron's going to go to the line, and he's going to shoot two, the 6'2 senior. That foul on Casey Smith, the 6'1 senior, wearing number 20, his first personal. A quick thank you to all of our video sponsors while we're here. Orm Hardware, CPTC, Doan Ford, Guthrie Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Abels, and Zemba Brothers, as the first free throw is up and good for Dow Cameron. Second free throw, up and good. So Dow Cameron goes to the line for two. And now the score 21-11, a 10-point lead for the Muskies with 5:08 and counting here in the first half. A little bit of a zone here to attack for John Glenn. Looks like a 2-3.
Jack Williams playing the point. Calling out a play. McLaughlin, by the way, back into the game for Tri-Valley.
Yeah, I'm going to try to protect him.
That's going to be a kick ball off Tri-Valley.
Trying to protect him by going into the zone. And Coach Woodard, you can bet he knows he's got 3 fouls. And don't be surprised if he doesn't spend a lot of time trying to get some kind of an attack on the interior of that zone and get the fourth one.
Haycock inbounding it to Williams. Over it comes to Rayleigh. To Bonner on the baseline, who drives it, puts it up, puts it in there.
See, McLaughlin just really couldn't do anything that time as Bonner took it right at him. That's what they're going to try to do. And McLaughlin has to be very careful.
23-11 the score. Cameron finding McLaughlin. Outside to Lyle for 3. Up, no good. Rebounded by Tri-Valley. And stolen away by John Glenn. Back come the Muskies. Jack Williams bringing it across the timeline. And he's able to save it from a diving Cameron. Rayleigh outside to Smith for 3. Up, off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Williams. Back inside it comes to Haycock, who puts it up and puts it in there. Justin Haycock for 2. 25-11 now the score.
Nice job offensive rebound, keeping that ball alive and getting a second opportunity. Haycock slashed to the bucket for a good one.
We're halfway through the second quarter. 25-11 the score at John Glenn High School in New Concord. Jeremy Scott alongside Mark Withrow. Hi to all of our Facebook and YouTube viewers. And thanks to everybody who's listening on the radio as well. Matt King finds McLaughlin, dishes it off, putting it up, and missing it is Lyle. And that's going to be
get a push.
Foul.
I think they're going to call Rayleigh.
That's going to be on Rayleigh. That will be his first. That's the team's 6th. A couple of substitutions for Tri-Valley checking into the game. Cam Mercer as well as Keaton Williams. And so the Scotties will have the ball here as we get set for free throw attempts for Matt King.
Well, it's very interesting to keep McLaughlin in the game. I mean, Coach McLaughlin knows that, how the team changes with him out of there. So he's got to take a chance or it could be a blowout.
We've got people standing up in front of us, so I'm standing up here so I can see.
It looks to me like somebody has to come back. I think maybe he checked in and got into the game. He has to wait till after the first free throw.
I was trying to see what was happening over there on the sideline. Okay, here we go. And this will be Garrett Lapp at the foul line to shoot these. Lapp, the 6'1 senior, for this 1-and-1. First one up, first one no good. Long off the back of the iron. And the Muskies have it. Rayleigh getting a call from Coach Woodard. Calling out a play to his guys. Outside to Williams. Finds Bonner into the corner with Haycock for 3. That is up and good. Justin Haycock, he has 9 points on the night. That makes it 28-11.
That's a big bucket because that'll get you out of a zone quick if you're hitting the 3. And he just had a glimpse, got spotted up and hit the J.
Bonner being the guard on King. Outside to McLaughlin. To Mercer. Back outside to King. Almost had it stolen away by Bonner. There's a little pick there. King driving. King does a little jump stop into the paint. Up, no good. Rebounded, that is good. Cam Mercer with his first 2 of the ball game to make it 28-13.
Well, nice job on the offensive boards to get a second chance bucket, and that's what you've got to keep Tri-Valley. You cannot let them have those second chances.
And Haycock's going to try a long three-point attempt. That is up, no good. Almost saved by John Glenn. However, King gets it for Tri-Valley, and back come the Scotties on offense. Driving it inside is Mercer. He is up, and he is fouled.
They're going to call a foul on Rayleigh, it looks like.
And Cam Mercer will go to the line. Josh Rayleigh, if that is on him. Yes, it is. That is his second. And so 28-13 the score with Cam Mercer at the foul line. He will shoot 2. They are going to say that he was fully in the act of shooting. And so here we go. 2 free throw attempts for Cam Mercer, the 5'11 senior. First one up. First one no good. Rattles out.
5 for 8 right now from the free throw line for Tri-Valley, as he's got another one coming.
John Glenn does have 8 team fouls, Tri-Valley with 5. Mercer, second free throw attempt, up and good. So Cam Mercer with 3 points, all of which have come in the second quarter. 28-14, John Glenn has a 2-time advantage on Tri-Valley. Haycock into the corner. Kumler thinks about a 3, decides not to take it, finds Smith. Smith back outside, it comes to Haycock. Into the corner with Williams. Williams on the wing. Back it comes to Haycock. Cross-court pass, that's going to be stolen away, and that's going to be Cameron on the other end of the floor. Good defense, good hustle there by John Glenn to get back there and strip that ball away from Dow Cameron before he could lay it in.
Well, when you're playing a zone defense, you cannot skip pass it through the zone. That's just not a smart pass. That was just a mental error by Haycock that time, but turnover and great hustle to stop the easy bucket.
Inbounds it comes to McLaughlin, being guarded by Smith. To King, being guarded by Jack Williams. Into the corner to Mercer. Back inside to McLaughlin. Cross-court pass, that's going to be a 3-point attempt. That is up and no good. Long off the back of the iron for Cameron. John Glenn now on offense. Kumler to Smith for 3, short. Rebounded by McLaughlin. Tri-Valley now on offense. King driving the ball down the floor. Pass it inside to Mercer. Up, no good. Rebounded by Tri-Valley. And Tri-Valley does control it. Mercer back outside to McLaughlin, being guarded by Smith. From the elbow, dribbles it back outside.
A lot of second chance opportunities. They're beating the Muskies on the boards right now.
King gets a call from Coach McLaughlin. Inside to Claire McLaughlin. Outside it comes. Williams over to McLaughlin. To Cameron.
Nice defense, on-ball defense.
Back outside to King. Thinks about a 3, decides not to take it. Williams now guarding him inside to McLaughlin, being guarded by Smith. Spins, does McLaughlin, puts it up and misses it. Rebounded by Kumler, and John Glenn's going to call a timeout. Coach Woodard wants to talk this over with his guys with 44.5 seconds left here in the first half. 28-14 the score. You're listening to it on WILE-FM 97.7, watching it on the YRP TV channel on YouTube, as well as the ABC Sports Facebook page. 28-14 the score, 44.5 seconds left in the opening half. And Mark Withrow, if you're Coach Woody, what do you think you're telling your guys?
Well, to stay aggressive, but I think the thing I think a timeout he called is these second chance points are keeping them in the basketball game. They're playing very good defense on ball, but he wants them to come down here and execute and not force. Don't take a shot that you can get any time you want. Work for the good shot. They have to catch up, so we'll see what happens.
Inside it comes out of Kumler. Pass it back outside to Williams. Williams, plenty of time, 23 seconds left in the opening half. John Glenn with the ball, and a 28-14 lead. Inside it comes to Smith, puts it up, puts it in there. Casey Smith cutting inside and putting it up and in for 2. 30-14 the score.
That's a great play out of the timeout. That's what he's looking for. See, don't settle for a shot you can get anytime you want it. That's what they want you to do, get the good shot. They went to the glass and got a good cut after movement with the basketball and get the score and a little press here to end the half.
Parker Zachrich back into the game, so is Shane Bonner and Carter Buchtel. With 10 seconds left, McLaughlin being guarded by Buchtel. McLaughlin driving it, passing it outside. King for three, up, no good, air ball. Rebounded and taken by John Glenn, and that will do it for this first half. An exciting first half, a high-scoring first half, a first half you very much like if you are a John Glenn Muskie fan. With the score 30-14, you're listening to it on WILE-FM 97.7 and watching it on YRP TV on YouTube as well as the ABC Sports Facebook page.
John Glenn High School Basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Orm Hardware, Cambridge Physical Therapy, Ron Guthrie State Farm Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Zemba Brothers, and Doan Ford.
You know, when you think hardware, you think like most people from this area have for more than 130 years, and that'd be Orm Do It Best Hardware, of course. Known everywhere for a terrific selection, Orm Hardware has become the destination for whatever your needs might be. And being open 7 days a week till 8 o'clock weeknights makes it convenient too. Top name brands, helpful advice when you want it, all the services like screen and window repair, mower repair, keys made, UPS shipping. It all adds up to Orm Do It Best Hardware.
This is Chris Rocco from Cambridge Physical Therapy Center. We have been serving you in the Cambridge area since 1999 and are located at 216 Highland Avenue. We are the area's only locally owned independent physical therapy center. We specialize in physical therapy for chronic conditions, post-surgery conditions, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. We are providers for most major insurance along with Medicare, Medicaid, and workers' compensation. So when you need physical therapy, call Cambridge Physical Therapy Center at 439-7177.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
For the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
At Ron Guthrie Insurance Agency in Cambridge, they believe in personal one-on-one service. For banking and auto, home, and life insurance, stop by their office at 320 South 11th Street or call 432-4128 for a free quote. Ron Guthrie Insurance offers 24/7 claim service and multi-line discounts. Ron, Jill, and the staff at Ron Guthrie Insurance will personally handle all your insurance needs. That's Ron Guthrie Insurance, your friendly hometown insurance agency at 320 South 11th Street in Cambridge.
Hi, I'm George Shahady, owner at West 40 Auto Sales, where for over 25 years we've specialized in selling and financing pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs for under $15,000. And here at West 40 Auto Sales, we have guaranteed financing, which means everyone gets approved. Most vehicles come with warranties and are checked by the mechanic on site to make sure your deal is right. And remember, at West 40 Auto Sales, cash always gets you a discount. So call us today at 740-439-5504 or check us out on the web at west40autosales.com and see what we can do for you.
Everything we do is in search of more go. We go, so it goes, so you can go.
Abel's Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Refrigeration. They have 2 convenient locations in Cambridge and Zanesville to serve the area.
It's hard to stop a train.
Zemba Brothers, a commercial and residential construction company, is proud to sponsor the John Glenn Little Muskies basketball game tonight. Zemba Brothers is known in the construction industry for their integrity, work ethic, professionalism, and their commitment to safety. Zemba Brothers also believes in giving back to the community that they work and live in. Good luck, John Glenn Little Muskies, in your game tonight. And let Zemba Brothers provide a quote for your next project. 740-452-1880. Online at ZembaBrothersInc.com. Zemba Brothers Incorporated, on the move since 1987.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
For an open, honest sales transaction, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Valleys in control of this one over the Tri-Valley Scotties, and a big MVL tilt. Still a lot of ball left to play. Going over some individual stats for the home Muskies. Right now, we've got Justin Haycock leading the way with 9, contributing 6 points apiece. Shane Bonner, as well as Casey Smith, Josh Rayleigh with a good 5, and having a bucket apiece, Sam Kumler and Jack Williams each with 2 points. Now on the Tri-Valley side of things, Jake McLaughlin, the 6'6 senior, what can you say? He leads the way with 6 points right now. Cam Mercer had all 3 of his points come in the second quarter, and then you have Keaton Williams with 2, Dow Cameron with 2, and Matt King with a free throw. Mark Withrow, one of the things that really jumps out at you, and I think jumps out to a lot of people out there, just how many offensive boards the Tri-Valley Scotties are getting, which really should come as no surprise when you have a guy who's 6'6".
Well, I tell you, but he's not necessarily getting all the rebounds. The thing that's going on is the shooting percentage is just horrendous, and I credit that to John Glenn's defense. Right now, Tri-Valley's shooting 16% from the floor. They're 4 for 25, but they're 0 for 8 from three-point land. They're getting rebounds, second chance. That's what got them back into the game. They got second chance opportunities on the offensive end in the second quarter. They had 4 offensive boards there in the second quarter, and they were putbacks and able to cut into that lead. Otherwise, it'd still be a pretty large lead for John Glenn. But the offensive shooting stats for John Glenn, on the other hand, 67%. They're 12 for 18 from the floor. They're 2 for 5, 40% from the arc. And the rebounding, they're down John Glenn's up 11-9. But like I say, out of those 9 rebounds that Tri-Valley has, 6 of those are offensive boards. So John Glenn's really working that game plan, and they're doing a great job. They've got a nice little lead here, but there's some other things that are causing some problems. A, the offensive boards, and B, the turnovers. John Glenn has 6 turnovers to Tri-Valley's 4. They're able to limit Tri-Valley to 1 opportunity and then transition back. They're getting some really easy buckets. A lot of patience on offense, getting a lot of good scores on the inside. Like I say, they've shot 2 for 5 from outside. Other than that, it's an inside game. They're cutting to the basket, trying to get McLaughlin away from the goal. When we look at free throw shooting, 6 for 9 for Tri-Valley, 67%. And John Glenn, of course, they're 4 for 4, 100%, which is what they need during this game.
It's funny that you mentioned some of the problems John Glenn is having when they have more than double the points that Tri-Valley has right now. One of the things that you need to watch out for here during the second half, and something that you kind of alluded to during pregame, was getting Jake McLaughlin into foul trouble. He has 3 fouls after 1 half of play. What do you do if you're Coach Woodard? And more importantly, what do you do if you're Coach McLaughlin to keep him out of foul trouble?
Well, I think you're going to see a little bit more zone, what have you, but I think also if I'm Coach Woodard, I'm going to attack McLaughlin. As long as he's in there, I'm going to get him in there. And the more frustrated he gets, the better chances are that he's going to create that 4th and maybe even 5th foul. You can see some frustrating things going on with McLaughlin there. Things aren't coming as easy as they did at the last time they met. John Glenn's defense has been outstanding, but they're making small mistakes that are allowing them to stay in. And remember, this 16-point lead with the 3-point shot and just the Tri-Valley's team offense and defense, this can be eaten up in a matter of moments. It doesn't take any time at all, and Tri-Valley can be right up there challenging them. So it's not over by a long shot, but John Glenn right now is really working that game plan.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Jake McLaughlin in the foul trouble, and if they can get on track when it comes to the 3-point shooting. Really looking forward to seeing both of those factors. I think those factors will both be the keys as we head into the second half.
No doubt about it. And John Glenn's got to maintain patience. There are a couple of times in that second quarter, late in that second quarter, and Coach Woodard called a timeout to address it, I'm pretty sure. They were taking shots that you can get. You've got the lead. You don't need to take shots that they'll give you. Work the ball and get the shots you want. And they came out of that timeout. They worked the basketball around. They did not take rushed 3-pointers or rushed outside shots. And Haycock ended up driving in for a layup. And, that's the kind of offense you need. Take the sure shot. You're shooting 78%. Win the basketball game.
A big MVL tilt here at John Glenn High School. The John Glenn Muskies with a big 30-14 advantage over the Tri-Valley Scotties. We'll be back with the second half of action right here from John Glenn High School on WILE-FM 97.7, as well as the ABC Sports Facebook page and YRP TV on YouTube. A shout out to all of our video sponsors for tonight's game: Orm Hardware, CPTC, Doan Ford, Guthrie Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Abels, and Zimba Brothers. Thanks to all those fine businesses for sponsoring our video broadcast on the YRP TV channel on YouTube and the ABC Sports Facebook page as we get set for the second half. John Glenn on offense. Haycock controls it. Over comes to Kumler. Over to the elbow, that's Rayleigh. Rayleigh being guarded by McLaughlin. Rayleigh spins again, lays it up, lays it in there. Josh Rayleigh draws first blood in the second half for the John Glenn Muskies. 32-14 is the score.
And immediately Woodard went right at McLaughlin with the big man Rayleigh. Got the ball in there, nice double move, and he goes up off the glass. And really McLaughlin, there's not much he can do to stop him for fear of the foul.
McLaughlin on the drive now, being guarded by Smith. Pass it back outside, he finds Cameron. Cameron into the corner. That's Mercer. Mercer back to Cameron. Being guarded by Rayleigh. Over comes to King. King steps outside. Inside it goes to McLaughlin, being guarded by Smith. Puts it up, no good. Rebounded by John Glenn. Kumler driving the ball down the floor for the Muskies. Driving a baseline, having to find someone to pass it to. He finds Shane Bonner, who is cutting right at the right time, and Shane Bonner puts it in for two.
That's great awareness that time. Drove the baseline, really was stuck, had nowhere to go, and Bonner made a great cut and great awareness to get it to him for the bucket.
34-14 the score. John Glenn with two quick buckets here in the second half. Bonner almost with the steal on King. Inside it goes to McLaughlin. He puts it up, and he misses that one. Rebounded by Bonner, and now John Glenn controls it as Rayleigh brings the ball back down the floor.
Well, and you can just feel the frustration mounting for McLaughlin. He had good position that time, just didn't finish, and they're putting two bodies on him every time the shot goes up.
Haycock cross court, it goes to Rayleigh. Rayleigh being guarded by Williams. Into Kumler, outside to Haycock for three, it's up and good.
Nice ball movement that time, inside out, and they're going to need a timeout.
37-14 the score with 6:15 left in the third quarter. You're listening to it on WILE-FM 97.7, as well as the YRP TV YouTube channel and the ABC Sports Facebook page. (37-14 the score with 6:15 left in the third quarter. John Glenn with a lot of points quickly. Less than 2 minutes gone by, and John Glenn has already put up 7 points. So now Tri-Valley's on offense, trying to get something going. Over it comes to Cameron. Has it stolen away. That's stolen away by Rayleigh. off of an errant pass, and back come the Muskies now.
Nice help side defense. They switched off, and in switching off, they tried to pass on the pick and roll and defended it well, took the ball away, and here's John Glenn on the offense.
From the wing, that's a pass inside that's just outside the reach of Justin Haycock, just a bit outside, and now the Tri-Valley Scotties will come back on offense.
Yeah, first turnover of the half for John Glenn. Still, it was a nice cut to the basket.
McLaughlin brings it up. Being guarded pretty closely by Smith. He spins, he puts it up, misses that lay-in, and that's going to be out of bounds. And who's that going to be off of? That's going to be off of McLaughlin, so it will be John Glenn ball. Boy, scrappy defense there by Casey Smith.
Well, and a little flop there by McLaughlin. You can feel that he's doing everything he can and very aggressive to go to the bucket, and came up a little bit short that time. And then he's doing everything. He's trying to flop. He tried to get the foul. And
comes
here's
to
a
Bonner,
home run hit.
2-on-1, lays it up and in there. That is Casey Smith.
Well, and that's how you do it. You beat the press. They went over the top that time, got a 2-on-1, and went right straight to the cup.
39-14 the score now. 5:20 to play here in the third. And that's going to be a turnover. No, that's not going to be a turnover. That's going to be off of John Glenn. I'm not sure about that one. I couldn't tell.
It happened awful quick. It looked like it went off, to me, it looked like it went off the Tri-Valley man, but they got the call, so it's going to be Tri-Valley underneath.
All right, so inbounds it comes to Lyle, who loses control of the ball, and that will be John Glenn's ball.
He tried to handle it one-handed and just lost it out of bounds. Well, see, this is the frustrating thing when, snowball effect, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Things going well for John Glenn right now.
Inbounds it comes to Rayleigh with a little bit of a press on for Tri-Valley. He finds Kumler, who gets it across the timeline. Kumler driving it inside, putting it up and missing it. Bonner goes for the rebound, but he is out-muscled there by McLaughlin, and out of bounds it will go off of John Glenn, and it will be Tri-Valley ball with 5:03 left here in the third quarter, and the score 39-14. John Glenn with the lead. It will be Lyle inbounding it for the Scotties.
Kumler had the right idea, and he was thinking, the way Woodard was thinking, is he took the ball and went right down to attack McLaughlin. But
as McLaughlin comes out of the game, by the way.
Yeah, well, I think that probably put the fear in Coach because you're looking at possibly getting a fourth foul early in the half.
So King now has the ball for Tri-Valley, who's yet to score a bucket this period. Yet to score a bucket this half, for that matter. Cameron, outside it comes. Putting up a three is Williams. That is up, no good. Off of the backboard, rebounded by Bonner. And now John Glenn has it. He gets it to Kumler. To Rayleigh. Rayleigh thinks about a three, decides to drive it inside. Puts it up with his right hand. No good. Rebounded.
There's a foul.
There's a foul. And that's going to be on John Glenn, I do believe. Yes, that will be the second foul on Casey Smith, yes.
Yeah, he just went up and hacked. He did not have good position that time. Great drive that time by Kumler, but just couldn't, just didn't finish. Came off the board strong and just didn't have position that time.
Minert checks into the game for John Glenn. Nick Minert, this 5'10 senior. Mercer brings the ball up the floor, being guarded by Bonner, almost has it taken away. Able to maintain it is Tri-Valley. That is Lapp. And is that a foul away from the ball?
No, they're going to call this on, I think, number 33, Nick Minert, guarding McLaughlin out high.
And that will be Minert's second.
He was bodying up with him and trying to get physical. They're trying to frustrate. They're not playing dirty. They're just trying to get him frustrated.
A little bit of a psychological advantage, never hurt anybody.
Well,
so inbounds it comes. That's going to be a foul on Haycock off of the inbounds pass.
John Glenn's aggressive defensively. They're knocking these fouls out of the way. They're going to be in the bonus really early.
He was guarding Buttermore, Bo Buttermore, the 5'9 sophomore who's in the game for the Scotties. Inbounding it is Lapp to Mercer. Back to Lapp on the elbow. He puts it up, puts it in there. Garrett Lapp with his first two of the game, and that breaks the drought for Tri-Valley, their first points of the half to make it 39-16. Haycock over to the wing and Kumler. Kumler being guarded by Lyle. Directing traffic is Kumler, finds Bonner. Inside it comes, that's Minert on the drive inside, finding Kumler on the outside for three, puts it up, no good, rebounded by McLaughlin. Tri-Valley on the outlet pass, that's Lyle on the other end, and he's going to be fouled. They're going to say that he was fouled on the other end, and that will be Kumler on that foul. Not necessarily a bad foul either.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm kind of, I don't know how Coach Woodard feels about that, but I hate to see him rush that shot. I mean, I wish they'd have worked the ball and tried to get a better shot.
First free throw attempt is up, and that is no good.
But a nice job hustling, getting back. Defensively, they could have very easily let that bucket go. They got to continue to keep their intensity up.
Jack Lyle still looking for his first points of the ball game. Second free throw attempt is up, and that will go in there. So Jack Lyle gets his first point of the game to make it 39-17. John Glenn with this big lead.
7 for 11 from the free throw stripe for Tri-Valley at this time. Little press.
And it looks like Justin Haycock's going to call a timeout because I am assuming that they were a little bit surprised by that press. They didn't look like they were necessarily ready for it.
Nobody moved, no screen, no V-cuts, nothing, just Haycock running around.
A reminder to our radio listeners to stick around for the Original Wally's Old Fashioned Pizza Player of the Game. The Original Wally's is happy to reward the Player of the Game tonight. Since 1978, Wally's family-owned business has been serving pizza subs and fresh salads worth leaving home for. Enjoy their pizza tonight or stop in for their daily lunch special. The Original Wally's Old Fashioned Pizza, New Concord and Cambridge. And of course, a big shout out to all of our video sponsors here tonight on the ABC Sports Facebook page, as well as YRP TV on YouTube, Orm Hardware, CPTC, Doneford, Guthrie, West 40, Abels, and Zemba Brothers. And another shout out to Mr. Lees for sponsoring the pregame show as well. With 3:35 left here in the third quarter, 39-17 the score. John Glenn with possession of the ball.
Yeah, they came back, got the ball in relatively easy, get it across the timeline.
So that is Meinert. Over to Bonner, being guarded by McLaughlin. About a 6-inch size advantage there. Finds Kumler, who drives it inside, has an easy route to the bucket, and Sam Kumler has his fourth point of the night to make it 41-17.
Well, when you get McLaughlin on the perimeter there, and or when he's got foul problems, he can drive the bucket and not worry about him contesting the shot.
King being guarded by Williams. Over the corner, taking a three-point attempt. That is up and good. Dow Cameron for three.
It's the first three-pointer that they've hit.
To make it 41-20. 21-point lead here for John Glenn as Kumler on the other end finds Williams in the corner. Kumler may have had a path to the bucket, decided not to take that path, decided to pass it outside, and so Meinert has it inside, being guarded by McLaughlin. Has it almost stolen away, but Bonner is there to take it. There's going to be a jump ball situation, and that's going to be Tri-Valley's ball.
So that ends up being a turnover situation for John Glenn. That's the second turnover. Too much dribbling, not enough ball movement. That time by John, that possession for John Glenn.
Parker Zachrich into the game, as well as Casey Smith for the Muskies. As Tri-Valley looks to inbound it, that will be Bo Buttermore inbounding it. He finds Lapp.
A little bit of token pressure just to make him work to get it up.
And he does Lapp. He's going to take it the distance, put it up, and he's going to get fouled on his way up, and that's going to be a foul on John Glenn. And now Garrett Lapp will go to the line to shoot two. And that will be the third foul, by the way, on Casey Smith, number 20. So there's something to watch for. Smith has been a contributor here in this ballgame. He does have 8 points. As the first foul shot is up and no good for Lapp.
Well, and you're also building up some fouls. They're going to be able to score with the clock stopped with all these fouls John Glenn's given.
Lapp's second free throw attempt is up, and that one goes in there. Rattles home. 41-21, 20-point advantage now for the Muskies, with 2:27 and winding on this third period clock. Williams gets a foul call.
Well, they missed the first foul. He reached right across him and got contact with the body. You heard the crowd groan a little bit, and then they got him on the second body contact.
Well, you saw Coach Woodard standing up down there saying, "Where's the call?" And they finally got it. So Coach Woody's happy. And now inbounding it will be Williams. Inbound it comes to Haycock, being guarded by Cameron. Haycock dribbles it, drives it inside, puts it up, puts it in there, and one. Count the bucket and the foul.
With the left hand, nice job by Haycock. They gave him the lane to the bucket. He went in, used his left hand, and got the bucket, and going to be at the line for a three-pointer the old-fashioned way.
So Justin Haycock will go to the line now for this extra point. Up and good. That foul on Williams. Keaton Williams, by the way, the 6'2 sophomore, that's his first. So Matt King gets it across the timeline for the Scotties. Cameron Back to Williams. Inside it comes to McLaughlin, who has trouble with it. He's being guarded by Haycock. He pivots, he puts it up, puts it in there. Jake McLaughlin for 2. That's his first 2 of the half. And now there's a press, and John Glenn is able to beat that press. Jack Williams gets it across the timeline. Into the corner comes to Rayleigh, puts it up for 3, puts it in there for 3, does Josh Rayleigh, the 6'2 junior.
Wow, nice job. Went to the inside and kicked it out. Drew the defense down, kicked it out to Rayleigh, who spotted up on the baseline. He drilled it, and then were able to get into their defense and cause a little disturbance. See, nothing's easy for Tri-Valley at this point with this defensive pressure.
Nick Miner comes in. Casey Smith goes out for John Glenn. 47-23 the score with a minute and a half to play here in this third quarter. King. Inside it goes to McLaughlin. Jump stop, puts it up, and he will get fouled in the act of shooting. And so now Jake McLaughlin will go to the line to shoot 2. And that's Nick Meinert's third foul. So a couple of Muskies in foul trouble here, Mark. You got Casey Smith with 3 and Nick Meinert with 3.
Yeah, but they've got a whole lot of people that they're rotating in. The thing about McLaughlin, though, if you notice the frustration, that was not a good shot that he took on the inside. His body was contorted. His feet were not facing the right way as he drains the first free throw. And you can tell he's just getting frustrated. They just got to keep working on him. You don't want to get him into a rhythm.
So Casey Smith checks back in for Meinert. As I just mentioned, Smith and Meinert both have 3 fouls.
And Coach Woodard just keeps running people in and out. And
this is that committee you were talking about.
Right, yeah, he's just going to keep bringing in fresh bodies.
McLaughlin's second foul shot is up, and swish. So 47-25 the score as John Glenn is trying to beat this press from Tri-Valley as Kumler gets it across the timeline. Kumler spins, pass it outside. Open for 3 is Smith. No good, rebounded by McLaughlin.
He was open. He had to look at the top of the key.
Cameron on the other end for 3, puts it up. That is no good. Rebounded by Haycock. And there's a foul. That's going to be a foul as Rayleigh gets fouled. That's going to be a foul. The second foul on Keaton Williams.
I'll tell you what, when that ball goes up for Tri-Valley, there are people bodied up. They are doing a great job of boxing Tri-Valley off the boards.
Is Coach McLaughlin going to begin intentionally fouling now?
I don't think he will quite yet, but we're getting to a point where he's got a lot of fouls to give. You almost have to dig into those.
And there's a stolen ball. Mercer on the steal. And now Tri-Valley on offense. Cameron. Inside it comes to Williams. Puts it up. He is fouled on his way up, and now Keaton Williams will go to the line to shoot 2.
He got the ball down inside that time. Put the ball on the floor and got fouled as he turned to the bucket, going to shoot 2.
Second foul on Jack Williams. And so Keaton Williams will go to the line. He has not been there yet tonight. First free throw attempt for Williams is up and long. No good. Bonner comes in. Haycock checks out. Shane Bonner checking into the ball game for Justin Haycock. Senior coming in for senior. And checking out is Cameron for Tri-Valley. Second free throw attempt for Williams is up, and that is good. So Keaton Williams 1 for 2 from the line to make it 47-26 with 52 ticks left here in this third quarter. There is an almost stolen ball. However, Williams has it, and Williams gets fouled. They're going to call a foul, it looks like, on Tri-Valley. I do believe that's Cam Mercer that they're going to get with the foul. No, I'm sorry. Check that. That's Matt King. That will be Matt King on the foul. That is his third.
Well, Coach McLaughlin's rotating some people in on this press and getting them to be real aggressive, got fouls to give, and so they're being super aggressive. And John Glenn's got to be careful. You got to make smart passes. You can't throw over the defense like that with a man in your face.
King with 3 fouls will sit. Buttermore checks in now. Yeah, getting it across the timeline are the Muskies. Baseline, that's Smith. He has it rejected, but putting it back up and in there, that's Sam Kumler.
Nice job on the offensive board.
Kumler with 4 points this quarter. He has 6 on the ball game. 49-26 is the score. John Glenn with command. That is Lapp putting it up, and Lapp on a follow-away. Nice shot there by Garrett Lapp to make it 49-28. Being double-teamed is Kumler. He finds Bonner. Bonner underneath the basket, puts it up and misses the lay-in. Rebounded by Bonner. He is able to get it back. Passing it outside to Rayleigh for three. That is up, no good, and that will be how the third quarter ends with the score 49-28. John Glenn with a 21-point lead as we head into the fourth quarter, and you are listening to it right here on WILE-FM 97.7, as well as watching it on YRP TV on YouTube and on the ABC Sports Facebook page.
Tri-Valley substitutions, number 11, Jake McLaughlin, number 4, Dow Cameron, number 3,
49-28 the score as we begin the fourth quarter here at John Glenn High School. It's Jeremy Scott alongside Mark Withrow. And Mark, what really jumped out at you about that third quarter?
7 for 37, 19% shooting for Tri-Valley in this ball game. Just great defensive pressure by John Glenn. 61% shooting for John Glenn, 20 for 33.
And John Glenn does control the ball as we start this fourth quarter. And there's Bonner cutting to the basket and putting it in there. Shane Bonner with two.
Nice job spreading the defense out and then going to the hole. And you can see McLaughlin's clearing it out. He's going to try to take charge. Now, this could be out of frustration. This could cause problems if he starts to get too aggressive.
Pass it to Cameron, who drives it, puts it up, puts it in there, and got fouled on his way up. So that's an and one situation for Tri-Valley. Dow Cameron on the drive, puts it up for two, and now he will go to the line for another one.
Well, the last couple of shots that Tri-Valley has hit shows you their athleticism. You had a little floater there at the free throw line that they scored, and then that little drive there baseline was a nice job trying to get a three-point here. This game's long from over. They can come back pretty quick.
And that one is up and in there. So Dow Cameron makes good on the N1 situation to make it 51-31. And now there's a bit of a press. John Glenn is able to beat it. Kumler being guarded by King. Cutting is Smith. Lays it up and lays it in there. Casey Smith for two. 53-31 now. 7:14 and winding in this fourth quarter.
They're just keeping that middle open and then making cutters go to the rim. And they're going to have McLaughlin's going to take charge of this offense, it looks like.
McLaughlin from the foul line. Dribbles it outside. Passes it outside to King for three. Up, no good. That's short. Rebounded by McLaughlin. He's able to corral it as he drives it into the paint, and he is fouled on his way up. And I'll tell you, there was no doubt about that. He was fouled, and he was fouled pretty hard, pretty blatantly, as a matter of fact.
Well, they're collapsing on him. They're not letting him take charge. The game before, he took charge of the game. And even though he wasn't the leading scorer, I mean, he dished things out. He got rebounds. He had several dunks and blocked shots and things, and he's just, they're not letting him dominate.
That was Shane Bonner's third personal as McLaughlin goes to the line and makes his first. He has 11 points on the night. Checking out of the game is Williams, Keaton Williams.
13 for 20 from the free throw line tonight, or excuse me, 13 for 19.
As McLaughlin's second one is short.
Now 13 for 20.
You were a prophet. 53-32 the score. As John Glenn is on offense, Bonner calling out the play. And they're going to say the Bonner traveled. Took a little bit too long a stride after he picked up his dribble. And now it will be Tri-Valley's ball. They're going to say he moved his feet.
Yeah, again, just too much dribbling for, Coach
open on the other end is Lapp. And he misses the lay-in. Rebounded. And that's going to be a foul on Lapp. That was Haycock on the rebound. And Lapp fouled him. That's his first of the ball game.
See, I think you're going to see Tri-Valley take an awful lot of chances defensively. They got fouls to give, so they're going to get after it.
And down 21, what do you have to lose at this point?
That's right.
So, Rayleigh, he picked up his dribble. He's got to find Bonner. He does. Bonner.
A lot of dribbling.
Is fouled. Nope, there's going to be a timeout on the part of Greg Woodard. He didn't like what was going on, and so there will be a timeout on the floor with 6:17 left here in the fourth quarter. 53-32 the score. You're listening to it on WILE-FM 97.7 and watching it on the ABC Sports Facebook page and on YRP TV on YouTube.
The second is 9-7, 6-6, 1-0-7 for a Cleaners gift card. The third is a 9-7, 6-5, 7-0-1 for the third Cleaners gift card. And the fourth number is 9766033 for the fourth card.
(53-32) the score with 6:17 left here in the fourth quarter at John Glenn High School. The Muskies with the 21-point lead. It's Jeremy Scott with Mark Withrow as John Glenn inbounds it. That's Casey Smith finding Haycock. Haycock being guarded by Mercer. Haycock dribbles past him, gets towards the hoop, and he gets fouled. He gets fouled pretty hard, Justin Haycock does. And that's going to be a foul on Mercer. His first.
Well, if you're going to foul him when he goes to the hole there, you want to make sure he doesn't score it. You definitely, a three-point play, you certainly don't want that to happen.
First free throw attempt is up and good for Justin Haycock. That is his 16th point of the night to make it 54-32. Second foul shot pending with 6:07 left. Second free throw attempt is up, and that is no good. A little bit too strong. And so Tri-Valley now on offense. They've got to do a lot, and they've got to do a lot quickly. And Lapp thinks about a three. He's going to take that three, and he's going to miss on that three-point attempt. Kumler with the outlet pass. That is going to be Smith on the other side. I'll tell you what, McLaughlin got back quickly on defense. He said, get that out of here. And now it will be Tri-Valley's ball as there's a steal by John Glenn. Justin Haycock on the defensive side. Smith almost loses it, but Haycock is there to corral it.
Nice series there. McLaughlin showed a lot of hustle getting up there to block that breakaway. He just great play by McLaughlin with those fouls. And then great job by not giving up on the play by John Glenn to get the turnover.
So the Muskies have the ball and a big lead. And there's a foul on McLaughlin. They're going to say as Haycock went down, McLaughlin went down and he touched him. And that's going to be the fourth foul on the big man.
But see, he has to do something. He's very frustrated at 54-32. That's McLaughlin's fourth foul. 5 minutes 17 to go in the game.
As Justin Haycock will go to the line. This is a one-on-one situation now.
They're fortunate that Haycock was able to get a hold of that ball because he was in trouble. I thought McLaughlin had drawn the turnover, but Haycock stayed with it and got the fourth foul.
Bo Buttermore comes into the game now for Tri-Valley. Sitting will be Matt King. Haycock's first free throw attempt is up, and that is good. Justin Haycock with 17 points on the night, looking to make it 18 now. With the score 55-32 and 5:17 left in regulation. Haycock's second shot is up. Second shot no good. McLaughlin on the rebound, and he's going to try and take it the distance, and there's going to be a blocking foul. They're going to say that's a block. And that's a block on Smith. As I'll tell you what, Casey Smith and McLaughlin, Jake McLaughlin, both went to the deck hard.
Boy, that's right in front of the student section, too. They're not real happy. That's close. Judgment call, and we don't have the privilege of replay or slow motion, so we can't really see. But that was awful close.
Yeah.
And you can tell the home fans don't care for it too much.
As Jake McLaughlin will go to the line to shoot these foul shots. First one up, first one good. That shuts up the home fans. Best way to shut them up is to make the buckets. And that's exactly what Jake McLaughlin did there. By the way, that's the 10th team foul on John Glenn, so it will be 2 free throws from here on out if you are the Tri-Valley Scotties. Second free throw attempt is up, and that is good. Jake McLaughlin, I'll tell you what, A lot of things you can criticize tonight. His free throw performance, not one of them. He makes it 55-34.
Oh, no, and he's playing through the good players. You have to play through this frustration.
And John Glenn gets it across the midcourt line. And that's going to be stolen away by Lapp. And it's stolen away by John Glenn. I tell you, Sam Kumler, give him credit. He poked the ball away, and you had Justin Haycock there to get it. And now Rayleigh will just kind of hold the ball, and he will get some instructions from the sideline.
Well, you've got a sizable lead. Work the basketball now and get the shot that you want. Don't take the shot that they're giving you.
Smith gives it up to Williams. Jack Williams in the game. To Haycock. Inside it's going to go to Smith. Puts it up, puts it in there, and one. Count the bucket. He will go to the line.
Interesting who the foul's on. I think it's going to be on somebody other than McLaughlin. McLaughlin was on the backside.
That will be on King. Matt King, that's his fourth. So there's another key player in foul trouble for the Scotties.
Well, McLaughlin doesn't have 4 fouls. He goes up and swats that shot away, but he can't afford to take the chance.
Smith, no good on the foul shot attempt. So the score will remain 57-34 in favor of John Glenn as McLaughlin takes it the other end. The crowd wanted to travel. They didn't get it as McLaughlin missed his shot, got his shot off the rebound, and put it up and back in there.
No, I don't think they wanted to travel, my friend. They wanted a charge. He dropped his shoulder and looked like he ran into the defender.
And there's
now that might be it. That might be it.
And that will be it for Jake McLaughlin. So he'll finish the night with 15 points. And he leads all Tri-Valley scores. So 57-36 is the score as Justin Haycock goes to the line for a 1-and-1 situation.
Coach Woodard's down here talking to the official. I think he's asking about that charge.
First shot up, first shot good for Haycock.
Potential charge down there. He wants to know how that wasn't a charge.
So Haycock with 18 now. As Haycock puts up the second shot, and it is good. So Justin Haycock with 19 points. He leads all John Glenn scores, 59-36. And we are halfway through this fourth quarter of play. 4 minutes and winding on this fourth quarter clock. Driving a baseline, putting up his Lapp and missing it is Lapp. Lapp gets his own board, and there's going to be a jump ball situation, and it will favor John Glenn.
Well, they had a nice look on the baseline. He tried the floater, came up a little bit short, and nice job going to the boards, Tri-Valley, but it was tied up, and it's going to be,
it will be Tri-Valley's
ball.
Check that. Mercer looking for somebody to inbound it to. He finds Cameron. Cameron, back it comes to Mercer. Mercer driving it inside, laying it up. Tell you what, very nice shot there by Cam Mercer. He laid it up, he laid it in there. He got fouled on his way up, so he will go to the line for one extra.
Well, a little late coming over, and they're chasing, and it's going to allow him to go for a three-point play.
And that will be Jack Williams' third foul. As Mercer sinks that free throw to make it 59-39. 3:43 and counting here in this fourth quarter. At John Glenn High School, the Muskies with the 20-point advantage. Haycock dishes off to Williams in the paint. He puts it up and in. Jack Williams for two.
Nice job attacking after they break the press. Scotty's a little late getting back, and of course they don't have that shot blocker McLaughlin back here protecting the rim.
Lapp thought about a three-point attempt, decided to drive it. Passes it outside to King for three. Puts it up, he puts it in there. Matt King, the 6'1 junior for three. Been relatively quiet tonight. That's only his fourth point. He was the leading scorer last time these teams played, but it is 61-42 after that King three, and saving it from going out of bounds is Kumler. And we are under 3 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter.
Keeping that floor spread, looking for cutters.
Kumler to Williams, back outside to Haycock, keeping this ball on the outside, not in any rush to put up any kind of shot.
Well, there's no reason for them to do anything except shoot something right at the cup.
Smith outside to Rayleigh. Rayleigh being guarded by Lapp. Kumler, cross-court pass, it comes to Haycock, back outside to Rayleigh. getting a round of applause for this ball movement from the home crowd, as they should. They're doing a good job of playing keep away from Tri-Valley. And as soon as I say that, that's what happens, and there's a foul, and that's going to be on John Glenn. And that will be Matt King getting fouled.
Well, just got a little lazy with it out front. Instead of making a good handoff pass, they tried to bounce it off the floor, got a little sloppy, so you're going to get a turnover, and they're going to be at the free throw line. With the clock stopped, they're going to try to cut it by 2.
So Sam Kumler with his third. As Matt King makes his first free throw attempt, cuts it to a 61-43 lead for John Glenn. Checking in is Nick Meinert.
17 for 24 at the line right now.
And second free throw attempt is good for Matt King.
18 for 25.
So it's a 17-point lead now, 61-44. John Glenn with the lead. And it will be Kumler bringing the ball up the court. Finds Zachrich. Outside it comes to Williams. Williams, again, we're just watching these guys hold the ball as we are under now 2 minutes to play. 1:55 and counting on this fourth quarter clock. The Muskies not looking to put the ball up if at all possible. And Tri-Valley not fouling. I think that's kind of a concession that this one is about the books.
Well, they're sitting in a zone defense, so they're not really. I think they realize the writing's on the wall.
So if you're John Glenn, this is a big win for you. This keeps you alive in the MVL.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's a huge win, but they have some other games to play. They got to just keep winning, baby. That's they've got the destinies in their own hands as far as the MVL is concerned.
They've got New Lex on Friday. There's another MVL tilt. And the Muskies will improve to 15-4 on the year. The Scotties will drop to 15-5. And we are under a minute to play here at John Glenn High School with the Muskies at a 17-point advantage over the Tri-Valley Scotties. When these two teams met the first time around, I'll tell you, it was kind of a tale of one quarter, because it was the fourth quarter when these teams last met that Tri-Valley really took advantage. It was a close game throughout. Tonight it was pretty much John Glenn the entire time. John Glenn had the lead pretty much the entire way as we are under 30 seconds to play. And these guys are just looking to dribble it out, playing keep away from Tri-Valley, getting a standing ovation from the home crowd. A well-deserved standing ovation, might I add, because this Tri-Valley team came in here very confident, especially after what they did against Crooksville. Jake McLaughlin and his 34 rebounds in that game, and they dominated Crooksville. Different story here tonight. It's John Glenn with the domination, and that will do it with the final score, 61-44. John Glenn takes down Tri-Valley. We'll be back to recap it right here on WYLE-FM 97.7, as well as on the ABC Sports Facebook page and YRP TV on YouTube.
You know, when you think hardware, you think like most people from this area have for more than 130 years. And that'd be Orm Do It Best Hardware, of course. Known everywhere for a terrific selection, Orm Hardware has become the destination for whatever your needs might be. And being open 7 days a week till 8 o'clock weeknights makes it convenient too. Top name brands, helpful advice when you want it, all the services like screen and window repair, mower repair, keys made, UPS shipping. It all adds up to Orm Do It Best Hardware.
This is Chris Rocco from Cambridge Physical Therapy Center. We have been serving you in the Cambridge area since 1999 and are located at 216 Highland Avenue. We are the area's only locally owned independent physical therapy center. We specialize in physical therapy for chronic conditions, post-surgery conditions, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. We are providers for most major insurance along with Medicare, Medicaid, and workers' compensation. So when you need physical therapy, call Cambridge Physical Therapy Center at 439-7177.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
for the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
At Ron Guthrie Insurance Agency in Cambridge, they believe in personal one-on-one service. For banking and auto, home, and life insurance, stop by their office at 320 South 11th Street or call 432-4128 for a free quote. Ron Guthrie Insurance offers 24/7 claim service and multi-line discounts. Ron, Jill, and the staff at Ron Guthrie Insurance will personally handle all your insurance needs. That's Ron Guthrie Insurance, your friendly hometown insurance agency at 320 South 11th Street in Cambridge.
Hi, I'm George Shahady, owner at West 40 Auto Sales, where for over 25 years we specialized in selling and financing pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs for under $15,000. And here at West 40 Auto Sales, we have guaranteed financing, which means everyone gets approved. Most vehicles come with warranties and are checked by the mechanic on site to make sure your deal is right. And remember, at West 40 Auto Sales, cash always gets you a discount. So call us today at 740-439-5504 or check us out on the web at west40autosales.com and see what we can do for you.
Everything we do is in search of more go. We go, so it goes, so you can go.
Abel's Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Refrigeration. They have 2 convenient locations in Cambridge and Zanesville to serve the area.
It's hard to stop a train.
Zimba Brothers, a commercial and residential construction company, is proud to sponsor the John Glenn Little Muskies basketball game tonight. Zimba Brothers is known in the construction industry for their integrity, work ethic, professionalism, and their commitment to safety. Zimba Brothers also believes in giving back to the community that they work and live in. Good luck, John Glenn Little Muskies, in your game tonight. And let Zimba Brothers provide a quote for your next project. 740-452-1880. Online at ZimbaBrothersInc.com. Zimba Brothers Incorporated, on the move since 1987.
Doan Ford has served our valued customers for over 50 years with superior sales and service, and that's why they say,
For an open, honest sales transaction, check Doan Ford.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Well, it wasn't as close as a lot of the pundits said it was going to be. It was pretty much John Glenn throughout with the final score 61-44. The Muskies take this very key MVL tilt as the Muskies improve to 15-4 on the year, 12-2 in league play, while Tri-Valley falls to 15-5 on the year and 13-2 in league play. Leading the way for John Glenn, Justin Haycock, the 5'11 senior. He had 19. He was one of 4 guys on this Muskie squad in double digits. You had Casey Smith with 12, and then Josh Rayleigh and Shane Bonner with 10 apiece. Now on the side of the Tri-Valley Scotties, Jake McLaughlin, the 6'6 senior. Hey, not his best night, but still, he was doing enough to lead the way for the Tri-Valley Scotties on the offensive side of things with 15 points. Dow Cameron contributed 8, and Cam Mercer and Matt King had 6 apiece. Going down the list a little bit more so that Mark Withrow can finish compiling his stats. You had Garrett Lapp with 5, as well as Keaton Williams with 3, and Jack Lyle, the sophomore, contributing 1 free throw. But I'll tell you, Mark, the key here for me was the fact that McLaughlin got into foul trouble early, and it seemed like that committee approach that you had suggested during the pregame absolutely worked.
Oh, no doubt about it. They mixed it up, and a very smart offensive strategy to keep attacking him. And keeping him on the outside. Whoever he was guarding would step out to the perimeter and get him away from that bucket, and that left it open for drives, and you can tell by the shooting percentages too. Tri-Valley shooting in this game 12 for 46, 26% from the floor. And I tell you, I thought defensive strategy, I think they really did a nice job, John Glenn. They were 2 for 14 from the arc. That's 14%. I mean, just horrendous shooting from the outside. They couldn't get the big boy working on the inside, McLaughlin. John Glenn, on the other hand, 24 for 38. A lot of layups getting McLaughlin out of the middle there. 63%, 4 for 9 from the arc, 44%. Looking at the rebounds, the Tri-Valley still did a nice job offensively, out-rebounding John Glenn 8-3 on the offensive boards. as far as rebounding is concerned, John Glenn's going to win that battle. 18 rebounds to 17 for Tri-Valley.
Evenly matched there.
Very
on the boards.
evenly matched. And I think that's but they kept the big boy away from the boards. And I got to tell you, very impressive as you watch the game. Always John Glenn had a body on people, did a marvelous job of boxing out, getting position. You can tell they worked hard on that. Turnovers, 8 turnovers for Tri-Valley, 12 for John Glenn. Got a little sloppy at times and turned the ball over, did John Glenn. But still did a wonderful job defensively, John Glenn Muskies. From the free throw line, a lot of free throws shot, 18 for 25 Tri-Valley, 72% from the free throw arc. And then John Glenn shot 75%. They were 9 for 12. Scoring by quarter, John Glenn wins the first quarter 19-5. John Glenn the second quarter 11-9. John Glenn comes out at halftime, wins the third quarter 19-12, and then in the fourth quarter they lose. The Tri-Valley wins the only quarter 18-12. But there was a lot of holding the ball, very deliberate play. They turned the ball over, and John Glenn got some buckets. Still, you have to give it to John Glenn. They're in control of the game the entire game.
One of the things to help ice the game for the Muskies there in the fourth quarter, the free throw shooting by the man they call Justin Haycock, the 5'11 senior. And Mark, I think it's a consensus, Justin Haycock is our original Wally's Old Fashioned Pizza player of the game. The original Wally's Old Fashioned Pizza is happy to award the player of the game tonight. Since 1978, Wally's family-owned business has been serving pizza, subs, and fresh salads worth leaving home for. Enjoy their pizza tonight or stop in for their daily lunch special, the original Wally's Old Fashioned Pizza, New Concord and Cambridge. And for his efforts tonight, Justin Haycock will receive 4 slices of pizza with 1 topping each, as well as a can of pop, better known as the lunch special. I like the lunch special at Wally's, don't you?
Yes, you got to like it. I tell you, there's a lot of other athletes on this John Glenn team that had a marvelous night. I mean, there's people. Casey Smith had a great night. Kumler had a great night. Rayleigh, they played great basketball, great team effort, especially defensively and boxing out. But Haycock does a lot of the little things. He gets little steals. He makes little cuts to the basket. I mean, there's a lot of things that he did tonight. He's what I call the bell cow. Does a lot of stuff for his team, makes a lot of people better. Congratulations, Justin, and congratulations, John Glenn.
So the John Glenn Muskies do indeed improve to 15-4 on the year. Tri-Valley falls to 15-5. Looking ahead a little bit for each team, John Glenn will travel to New Lex this Friday. Meanwhile, Tri-Valley will have Philo. So a couple of MVL games for each of these teams.
Don't count Philo out. They're very athletic. They'll get after you. They're not going to give up. And don't count New Lex out. You got to keep winning. John Glenn, though, has control of their destiny. If they want this thing, they just continue to win.
If you're Coach Woodard, what are the keys to improve upon as you head into this end of the regular season as well as into the tournament?
Well, I think you got some things on the tape. When you review the tape, you're going to see some great stuff. Like I say, you're going to see some great boxing out. You're going to see a great job offensively of moving people where you want them, of doing things, setting things up, attacking a kid to get him in foul trouble, just a lot of nice things. But you're also going to see some sloppy ball handling, getting a little lazy in times when they had the lead. There's stuff to build on. You continue to improve daily, and, like I say, you win and you keep going, and we're at the time when you get to the tournament, it's survive and advance. So it's just going to continue to build. You get into the rhythm, and you continue to improve. If you're not improving, you're getting worse.
One last point before we wrap things up. How much does home court advantage play a role in this rivalry?
Oh, I think it's big, because when we went up to Tri-Valley, they had a tremendous crowd, they hit several three-pointers. I don't have the stats in front of me, but some of the guys that were held scoreless or down in score, they were bombing them from outside. They definitely, they practice there. They're very comfortable, and John Glenn was very comfortable here. They came in. Now, they didn't shoot as many bombs, but they certainly ran the game plan Coach Woodard set up, and they were attacking the basket.
Indeed, they were. So John Glenn once again beats Tri-Valley 61-44. JG improves to 15-4 on the year. Tri-Valley falling to 15-5. Before we wrap things up, gotta send a quick shout out once again, one final time, to all of our video sponsors for the night. I'm talking about Orm Hardware. I am talking about CPTC, Doan Ford, Guthrie Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Abels, as well as Zemba Brothers. Thank you so much to the area businesses who sponsor our video broadcast. Without them, we couldn't do what we do. We couldn't bring it to you on YRP TV on YouTube. We couldn't bring it to you on the ABC Sports Facebook page. So big ups to all of those area merchants. Couldn't do what we do without you. And a big up to Taylor Heil, manning the controls back at Studio Central. He, of course, always getting us on the air, making sure that we're staying on the air. And because you got a guy from Kentucky here, you never know when you might be able to smell that Maker's Mark just a little too strongly over the airwaves. And so he always had his finger on that bleep button, and that's a good thing because you just never know what might happen.
What about these pictures, though, huh? I'm telling you, these guys up here do a great job. I've had a great time watching TV. I tell you, that camera lady just does a great job.
That camera lady, a.k.a. Amy Stillion, I tell you what, one of the longest tenured ABC employees. Like I said off the air, there's beauty, but then there's Amy Stillion, and she personifies the beauty. And I guess that Adam Green guy, who's our producer for the night, he's okay as well. Once again, the final score, 61-44. John Glenn beats Tri-Valley in a key MVL tilt. For the Kentucky kid, Mark Withrow, my name is Jeremy Scott, reminding you we'll be returning you to your original programming, your regularly scheduled programming, coming up right here on WILE-FM 97.7. Good night, everybody.
John Glenn High School Basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Orm Hardware, Cambridge Physical Therapy, Ron Guthrie State Farm Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Abel's Electric Heating and Cooling, Zemba Brothers, and Doan Ford. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports.